What's good, everybody? It's just your neighborhood angler, MoneyBass, out here about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. Back once again. As you guys know, I get out here on a weekly basis, see how many fish we can get to the boat. All you have to do on your end is subscribe to the channel, guess the weight of the fish, and bam, just like that, you can walk away with some cash in your pocket. Courtesy of SWAT Lawn Operations, guys. We have to continue to support the companies that support us. Now, let's do a quick rundown of what we're going to be throwing today, all right? So, the fish are biting. They're biting, guys. So I'm going to get my units turned on and set up real quick. The fish are kind of pulling up shallow, guys. So, you know, we've been seeing a lot of activity catching some fish on shaky head, jerk bait. I'm pretty sure somebody's out there popping them on a crankbait, even on these minnow baits. So it's a good time. If you want to get out here and catch some fish, make sure you get on out there, guys, because now is the time. Let's do a quick rundown. So I do have a top water popper on, but I will be changing this out because I have a tournament coming up this weekend on Lake Eufaula. So I'll probably change the line out on this, go with straight braid, and put a chatterbait on here. All right, next up, what we have is you guys know them, a little minnow. We have a little minnow bait just in case we decide to use our live imaging. I don't know if we'll be using it today or not, but hey, it's there. Then, of course, I have my handy dandy shaky head. That is up next. All right. And I got this jerk bait. It's kind of a sinking jerk bait. I haven't caught anything with it yet, but I do want to get something on that today. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out, guys. Most of these lines, most of these spinning reels that I have, well, actually all of them. I'll have braid on here as my backing, and then I have that going to straight fluorocarbon. This is 8-pound fluorocarbon. On that shaky head, I throw a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. And then you guys can see the other two right here. I have a crankbait, 2 crankbaits. I'm not really sure if I'll be throwing those too much today or not. But that is the quick rundown. So we have about two to 2.5 hours on the shot clock today. We're going to see what we can get out here and get figured out, see how many fish we can get to the boat, and see if any of you guys come away with any of this money. But you guys know what Whipstick says. He says, y'all don't want this money. But we're going to see if you're going to prove him wrong today. Got the Starlink out here running, so we're still in the semi-test phase. Let's go ahead and get it crunk up and get rolling, guys. As you come into the chat, make sure you drop a 1 in there. Make sure that you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. Also, drop a comment and hit that like button. Drop a comment so you guys know I'll be in and out of the chat so we can see who's tuning in. Like now, I'm taking a look. We got Beards and Bass in the chat. We got Spot Snatch. He says, they are on beds at my pond at work. Okay. It is about that time. Beards and Bass says, it's called a countdown. That's right. We got Perez Elite Fishing. He says, signal choppy, or is that just me? All right, what do you guys think? How's the reception looking? Ella says, what's going on? Smart Stasher says, I may be fishing one this weekend. 2, I can pre-fish through money. All right, there we go. So you might be out here fishing a tournament, right? And Perez is saying that the signal may be a little choppy for him. So what I'll do is I'll actually pull up YouTube so that I can watch right along with what you guys are seeing. Let's see. So we're looking for MoneyBass Fishing. Just search MoneyBass on YouTube, and we should pop right up. Shout out to Tom Mix. He says, what's good? MoneyBass looks like a good day to have a good time. Oh, yeah. You know, we're out here for a good time, not a long time. All right, so let's see. All right, here we go. So we're looking good. I mean, the signal looks good and everything. What do you guys think? Give me a rating on 1 to 10. How good do you think the signal is right now, guys? All right, let's see. What part of the lake do we want to go to? We have a little bit of wind today, guys. Have a nice cool breeze. All right, so I think what we're gonna do is just start off on a few show markers, take a look around, see what we can see. All right, so let's get these poles kind of straightened up a little bit. All right, and with that pollen comes the interference. So if anybody knows about live imaging, pollen season is when things can get a little dicey. So until we get everything set up, let me go ahead and throw this jerk bait out a few times. So this is a sinking jerk bait. So I'll throw this out there and let it sit for a few seconds so it'll just kind of slow sink down into the water column. And then just start working it back to the boat. Spotson says zoom out on that map so I can see where you're going. Spotson says I want to know the spot. The spots are on. Spotson says if it's pollen out there, it's wake bait time. That is right. All right, so let's go through here, check a few settings. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of kind of interference and stuff like that on our units this time of year because of that pollen. How's the wind, guys? Because the wind out here is kind of rough. Part of the topic of discussion today is going to be that new Garmin. The new Garmin that has come out. Has anybody seen that? The new Garmin 360. So I have Humminbird 360. Let me just show you guys what that looks like. So this is my Humminbird 360 and my Humminbird live imaging that I have. I'm not seeing too much activity out here. I was expecting to see a little more bait fish and stuff like that, but I guess those bait fish said not today. We ain't getting bit today. So nothing suspended. When I don't see anything suspended, I generally will go straight to throwing something on the bottom and just dragging that, because sometimes these fish are stuck to the bottom different times of the day. So we'll see. Get a nice cast out there. All right, so does anybody have any fishing plans for this weekend? Does anybody have any tournaments coming up, or just planning on going out fun fishing? Just make sure you guys get active in the chat. And also, let's see if we can get a few more likes in here. We got Don Trey tuning in. Good to see you back in the chat. All right, the other question I have for you guys is who is running Just put like what type of electronics you guys run. Do you guys run Humminbird, Garmin, or Lowrance? And we're just going to spend a little time talking about, you know, the technology and stuff that's coming out. Of course, some people hate it. Randy block it. Some people love it. Been milking. So, and what side of the fence are you guys on with that? Dontre says, how many so far? Dontre, I think I've only made 2 casts. We're just getting started. So you caught us right at the beginning. Spot Sensor says, yes, tournament there. Okay, so you'll be fishing the tournament this weekend. What does 250 say? He says, what do you think about the dude that was caught putting weights in the fish? Oh my God, not weights in fish again. I know a lot of you guys have heard about this. So I guess we have a few different topics that we could talk about. So we'll talk about weights in fish also. So we're going to talk about the electronic side of things. Then we're going to talk about, what was the other thing? I guess we'll talk about weights in fish. I guess that'll be enough topics for today. All right, so let's see. Spot Sensor says Lowrance Dinosaurs HDS Gen 1. Dontre says, my eyesight. Spot Sensor says, who wins the classic? Man, you know, I haven't even been keeping up with it like that, so I don't even know who's fishing in the classic. Isn't that crazy? Once things started, people started switching around and going all these different places and everything, it's been hard for me to kind of keep up with it. It comes on and all that stuff. All right, so anybody else in the chat running any type of electronics? We're gonna ease on around to this point. So I'm not really seeing too much activity on this show marker, so we're gonna keep on moving. All right, so we have one person said they're running Lowrance. Anybody else in the chat running any type of electronics? Or is it top secret? Smart says he hardly turns his on anymore. Okay. Good deal. $250 says, why aren't you guys, other than be that seen in tournaments? So $250 is your question, why don't I fish more tournaments? Is that your question? Clarify your question for me so I can give you a good answer. Sponsor says, but I pretty much skip docks only. Okay. Yeah, skipping docks would be very productive right now too. So yeah, I ran up on an area where those fish are in between docks. So you definitely, if you're gonna be fishing docks, you want to fish in between those docks too. DL Peck said the new Garmin spy pole, they're gonna spy on you. I know DL, you're fishing that Humminbird. All right, so 250 said brothers aren't seen much at all. DL Peck, do they see you out there in these YouTube streets? So I think you're probably referring to at the, I guess, the quote unquote professional level, like MLFs, BFLs, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just a whole different animal. But there's a lot of clubs and tournament trails and things like that that are very diverse. So just check around. And then, of course, you guys watch the Battle of the Anglers. So we're out there. Just got to find us. All right, so we're coming up on a point out here now. Tom Mick says, I have a Humminbird Helix 5 Gen 1 on a homemade converted trolling motor bracket. So it's portable. And hey, if it's catching fish for you, then you good to go. Oh, the other thing I want you guys, so always make sure you check the links that I put in the description of these videos. Anytime that I have sponsors or found discounts on products or things that I think you'll be interested in, I put those links in the description. Right now, if you are interested in getting any new fishing rods, any fishing rods, fishing gear, things like that, you can go to ducketfishing.com and use discount code MoneyBass at checkout, and you'll get 15% off of your entire purchase. So if you're looking to do something like that, make sure you always use discount code MoneyBass. Now, if anybody knows any high school anglers or people that are just looking to increase their the number of rods they have for the different techniques, they have a new cloak series. I guess they may consider that kind of like an entry level series, but there's some good rods. Check those out at ducketfishing.com, and remember, you get 15% off of everything. Just use discount code MoneyBass. All right, so now we're coming further around this point. So if you guys take a look at my mapping, you can see how we're right about here right now. So I'm just inching my way over to the to this point, and I'm thinking that's where I'll probably start finding the fish that I'm looking for. So we will see. We got Jay tuning in. He says hello to you all. Spotsnut says he was a boat captain. Okay. Yeah, I did one or two high school tournaments before. Was a boat captain for some of the guys. So I'm with the Rod Benders Bass Club, and we had a high school team a few years back. So we would kind of alternate being boat captains for the high schoolers that were on the team. Said it was so hard not to fish, huh? It's hard to coach fishing. You want to be in the game? Put me in the game, coach. Yeah, so we're going through some grass over here. Get a little further out on this point. And so the other thing right now, these fish are kind of in some schools from what I've been seeing. So if you run up on an area where you're getting one bite, may be able to pull 2 or 3 fish off of the same location. All right, it's about 20 feet down. All right, I think we're coming up on where we need to be. We're right up here on this point now, and I'm starting to see the activity that I wanted to see. We're sitting in 12 feet of water right now, so we're going to move out a little bit deeper and go around this point so that I don't disturb the area that I want to fish. Oh, we got him. We got him, guys. We got him. I told you once we get over here to this point, we got him. Do you see that? And he's a fighter, too. He's a fighter. Do you see that? Does anybody know what we call that? Anybody new to the chat? This right here is what we call bendation. And the bendation is sensational. It's a good one. Do you see him down there? We got us a bass for cash fish. Oh, my goodness. Can I flip him? In the chat, what should we do? Should we flip him? Let's go ahead and see if we can flip him. Can we flip him? Oh, my goodness. He's a... I almost didn't get him to the boat. And it's a good one, too. Do you see him? Bam. Right in that mouthpiece. Don't you just love it? Don't you just love it? Let's see. Take a look at him. He's like, what's up, MoneyBass? Did that bendation lead to some girthification? Let's take a look at the girth on him. Got some girth on it. All right, so there we go. We got one in the boat. Shout out to Jason J. Says, nice catch. Appreciate that, sir. We got one of a few that should be coming to the boat today. Let's go ahead and dig down here and get these cold tags. All right, guys, remember, all that you have to do to participate is subscribe to the channel. Bass for cash is real, just like the bendation. Don't spike me. All right, so we caught that first one on a shaky head, but Chicken Hawk put in an order today, guys. He said he wants me to catch one on a jerk bait. So we're going to throw a jerk bait, too. Jason says, hello, everyone. Caught one right when I joined. All right, there we go. Shout out to Jason J. Jay says, splish splash. I guess you've been listening to some of my content, right? Let's see. So we caught that one on a shaky head. All right, I'll let you guys decide in the chat. Do you want me to catch the next one on a shaky head, or do you want me to throw a jerk bait? I'm going to let you guys decide, shaky head or jerk bait. What do you guys want next? And what I'll be doing this weekend is throwing this bait right here. So I'm going to be out here playing around with this a little bit too. All right. DL says throw it, catch the next one on a shaky head. All right, come on, guys. Anybody else have any votes on the next fish? Jay says, first time here. Absolutely love your energy, my guy. What's going on? Good to see you. Oh, my God. Do you see who's in the chat? Shout out to Whipstick. He says, what's good? Whipstick, did you see what just happened? Now, I'm just casting this a few times, guys. This is one of the setups that I plan on using this weekend on Lake Eufaula. I don't even remember what pound braid this is, but it's like 50-pound braid or something like that. Because I'm gonna be throwing this in some grass and stuff. But I just want to check my cast, make sure I can get my cast where I need them to be, make sure the action is good. I'm gonna be fishing this swim jig. Whipstick says, I just logged on. He said, I missed it. All right, he missed it, so we'll go ahead and pop another one. We'll pop another one right in that mouthpiece. Shout out to Whipstick. All right, so we'll go ahead and put this up. I just wanted to cast, let me cast it one more time. Because what I want to do is make sure that whenever I get there on Friday, that everything is set up and working good, looking good. $250 says, since when were jerkbait soft plastic? Well, a fluke is kind of considered like a jerkbait type of, I mean, you kind of fish that like a jerkbait, right? But no, I have, let me show you the jerkbait. But nobody picked jerkbait. You guys said you wanted me to catch the next one on a shaky head, right? Whipstick says, so you already busted a mouthpiece? Oh, yeah. Pie-yeah, right in that mouthpiece. Let me show it to you, Whipstick. It's time to get the party started. Come out here. They're ready. They're waiting for you, Whipstick. Boom. Do you see him? Do you see him looking at you? Bendation led to some girthification. Check out the girthification on her. She's like, don't talk about my stomach, MoneyBass. Don't talk about my stomach like that in front of all those people. All right, let's go ahead and give it a little water. And you guys know the routine. We don't keep them too long. Whipstick said he's going to be on the water Saturday. Whipstick, I'm going to be gone. All right, so what did you guys vote on in the chat? Whipstick said hit him with Cyclops. 219 Tro, he said a spinnerbait. DL says liking the white jig. Oh, yeah, that's a swim jig. I know you throw those things out there in Texas. I'm going to be in Eufaula, Alabama. All right, so nobody wanted nobody wanted a spinnerbait. I mean, not a spinnerbait. Nobody wanted a jerkbait fish. I thought you guys were gonna want a jerkbait. Whipstick says, DL, what's up, bro? You catching any lately? I'm pretty sure DL out there doing his thing. 250 says, nope, we want some shallow cranking. Oh, man, why did I have to get hung up on my next cast? Let's see if we can get it loose without having to go over there. Nope, looks like it's gonna make us have to go over there. I don't feel like breaking it off. Spot Snatcher says, I want a dock fish. We got Brad tuning in. Suhaimi in the chat. What's going on? We have some new people tuning in. Welcome to the chat. We're out here doing this thing we call Bass for Cash. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and guess the weight of the fish. Now, I don't think Texas Snoop is in here right now, but there's a bonus payout on up for grabs right now. I don't know if SWAT Lawn Operations remembers that, but Texas Snoop donated his last winnings back into the pot. And for anybody that does not know how Bass for Cash works, you need to read the information in the description. But I'll give you a quick rundown. Each time I come out here, there's $100 sitting in that pot. $100 up for grabs. All you have to do to participate is subscribe to the channel. Once you have subscribed to the channel and we get a fish to the boat, let me just show you guys, just in case some of you don't know what a fish looks like. This is what a fish looks like right there. Oh my goodness, it's mad. That's what a fish looks like. So I'm gonna take that fish in just a minute. and I'm gonna put that fish on this measuring board. That way you guys will have an idea of the length and girth of that fish. Because the bendation always leads to girthification. So once you have an idea of how big that fish is, and we open the scales, you have 2 minutes to put your guess in the chat. All right, 2 minutes. You get one guess. One guess per fish. If you put more than one guess in the chat, then you will get DQ'd, and everybody's gonna laugh at you. All right. What else? What else? What other pertinent information is that the peoples need to know? But like I said, make sure you read the information in the description, guys, so that you do not get DQ'd. All right, Whipstick said, what did you catch it on? I caught it on a shaky head, Whipstick. Whipstick said, tell me the 411. He says, I want to know what to do when I get out there. Shaky head on points. So we're taking our time, but you guys said you wanted the next fish on a shaky head, so we're gonna catch the next one on a shaky head. Then I'll ask you again and see what you want the fish to be caught on. Like I said, I do want to catch something on a jerkbait today. I'm gonna do something a little different. Have some fun out here with my peoples. Want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, guys. SWAT Lawn Operations is one of the original sponsors of this thing we call Bass for Cash. You have to continue to support the companies that support us, the fishing industry, all right, guys? And SWAT Lawn Operations is definitely one of those companies. Bassing Out says the shaky head has been killing it on Logan Martin. Yeah, so one of the things that I have found, guys, is whenever I fish Georgia lakes, Alabama lakes, South Carolina lakes, once those fish get active on any one of these lakes, you can pretty much go and repeat that same thing on different lakes. So the same way he's saying they killing it on the shaky head, you guys saw that's what I just caught that first fish on. You guys want another shaky head fish, so I'll do it for you. I'll catch another shaky head fish for you. But after that, I'll ask you guys. All right, let's see. Somebody is trying to reach out to me today. All right, Bassing Out says the jerkbait died last weekend. Our temps are 65 to 70 in some spots. Spot Snatcher says you go all the way up North Hall County. Don't really go up north too much. Whipstick says, Spot Snatcher, you're exactly right. If you need lawn services, please reach out. All right, what does Spot Snatcher say? He says, Whipstick going to have to get another job with all this cash being given out. That's right. Like I said, make sure you guys support the companies that are supporting the fishing industry. SWAT Lawn Operations is definitely one of those companies. SWAT, can you drop your contact information in the chat? I don't see AC in the chat. But SWAT Lawn Operations based out of Conyers, Georgia, servicing the metro Atlanta area. So if you have any type of outdoor services that you need, lawn care, fencing, tree cutting, all of that good stuff, make sure you reach out to SWAT Lawn Operations, guys. Shout out to Eli. Says, oh man, he said, I got to go back to work. Let me just put my guess in now. He said 3 pounds, 4 ounces. All right, we're going to make one more cast with this shaky head, guys. And then I'm going to switch over and see if I can throw my jerkbait out there a few times. Some of you are saying this jerkbait bite is dead. Well, we're going to see. I like to change it up every once in a while. All right, so shout out to Whipstick. Spot Snatcher says, how far north do you go? Okay, you looking for some lawn care services, Spot Snatcher? Yeah, you said with that wind, the spinnerbait might be in play. Oh yeah, definitely. But did I take my spinnerbait off? I think I did take my spinnerbait off. I don't really plan on throwing that this weekend for the tournament. All right. Let's try something a little different. Let's try a minnow. Let's try a little minnow bait. I think I see a little somebody out there that want to play. Shout out to Dottie. We got Dottie in the chat. Spotchner said, I caught him good on a spinnerbait on Eufaula. Well, that's where I'm going to be this weekend, on Eufaula, guys. Back once again, I'll be hunting for a 7-pounder. I don't care about catching numbers. If I catch one fish in 2 days and that one fish is 7 pounds or better, listen, guys, if I catch a 7-pounder on Saturday, I'm going to pack up and come back home. I'm not even going to stay in fish day 2, because that 7-pounder will bring me a nice and easy $5,600. So that's what I'm fishing for, guys. See if I can get me a big old sib on Lake Eufaula. All right, Spot Snatch, you might be right. I might look and see if I have my spinnerbait on here, but I think I took it off. All right, let's see. I said I wanted to throw a jerkbait too. So I got this new jerkbait rod, this new setup for my jerkbaits. And let's see what this is. This is a 6'9" medium, Wanted to go with something a little shorter so I can, get that snapping action that I need. I might need to throw a jerkbait that goes a little bit deeper though, but we'll see. Cast it light a few times. Shout out to Kevin Two Fishes. John says, yes, throw a white and chartreuse spinnerbait up around the grass on Eufaula. My buddy caught a couple of 3s and a half and a 5.5. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have the a swim jig on deck. And I'm kind of debating between my chatterbait and a spinnerbait as my secondary. Shout out to DL Peck. He says, MoneyBass, what are your thoughts on the new Garmin technology announcement? All right, so yeah, let's get into that conversation, guys. So Garmin technology announcement. So Garmin has released their version of 360 imaging. So of course you guys know that I'm running 360. And let me just show you real quick. Hit that button right there. And I have my 360 imaging. So I have that with Humminbird and I have my live imaging. I already have that set up. I have a target lock, but I took it off my boat. Actually, somebody wants to buy that from me, so I'm going to go ahead and sell that. But yeah, I mean, I think the technology looks good. I mean, you already know that their live imaging is top tier. And actually, I'm planning on switching over and getting a Garmin setup. Flying Moose. Moosey says, donkey rig. Oh my goodness. If you see something, say something. Does anybody see what I see in the chat? Does anybody see what I see in the chat? Or who I see? Let's put it that way. Does anybody see who I see? You said if they turn those pumps on you, follow. I don't really know the water release schedule or where to find that at for you, follow. But I know on those type of lakes, that definitely can play a big part in what you decide to do. Man, I'd hate to leave. This is a nice little wind-blown point. But if the fish aren't going to cooperate, then I'm going to leave. I'm not going to be their friend. Shout out to AC. We got AC in the chat. Everybody, I need everybody to welcome the DQ Queen into the chat. Unless you want to get DQ'd, right? Shout out to AC. So we have one in the live well, AC. We have one in the live well already. Looking for number 2 to the live well. DL Peck said, and? What's the question, DL? Man, I know another one of these things has to bite. But if not, we're going to stay here put 5 more minutes on the shot clock, guys. Let me know when 5 minutes is up. If we don't catch one in 5 minutes, then we're going to pack up and get on up out of here. We're going to move to another spot. Tom Mix said, let me shout out the DQ Queen. All right, guys, let me show you what we have in the live well. What we have in the live well is this thing that we call a bass. And everybody that's watching, you have a chance to win some cash for that bass. Let me turn this water off over here. He has enough water in here. But let me just show you. I want to make sure I don't get hung up in my trolling motor. All right, so let me show you guys the fish that we have in the live well. And all that you have to do is guess the weight of this fish to walk away with some of that cash for that bass. Now, where did my cull tag go? Here he goes, guys. Do you see the back on it? It has a little bit of weight on it, too. You see that? Can you see it? It's a good one. Let me spin it around so you can see the girthification on it. Do a little twirl for me, girl. Do a little twirl for me. Oh, and then she tried to splash me. But there we go, guys. All you have to do is guess the weight of that fish, and you can walk away with a little cash for your pocket. Spot Snatcher says she's a little lonely. She wants a friend off in there to hang out with. Okay, we'll go ahead and put another one in there. Whipstick says, let's get the likes up so we can weigh that fish. All right, is AC still in the chat? AC, how many likes do we need to weigh that fish? We're sitting at 25 likes. We have close to 40 people in the chat right now. So we need to get some more likes, and we need some more people too. Where are the peoples at today? Jay said, I think it's 1 pound, 3 ounces. Well, I guess I'll help Jay out. Jay, you would not win any money with that. You would not win nothing. Shout out to Carlos in the chat. We got, uh-oh, guys, what was that? Oh, we had us a nice little hit, but it didn't take it. It didn't want to keep it. Come on, girl, come on back and talk to me. We had a nice little tappy tap. You know what I think we need, guys? I think we need a little bit of stank on it. I think that's what we need. I think we're gonna need to put some stank on it. Whipstick said, what's the payout for today? All right, so everybody watching, Bass for Cash, the way that it works is there's $100 sitting in a pot. Just imagine a pot. Just sitting there with $100 in it. 101 sitting in that pot. That is what's up for grabs. Now, with each fish caught, there's $20 on the line. If you subscribe to the channel and guess the weight of that fish, bam, just like that, you walk away with a $20 bill, all right? Now, membership have its privileges. The people that you see that have a badge next to their name, those are the people that we refer to as the money team. Money team members, they get 2 guesses per fish. If anybody else puts more than 1 guess in the chat, you get DQ'd with the quickness. And we will laugh at you if you get DQ'd for not following the rules. The rules are in the description. So if you have any questions about it, make sure you go and read the information in the description. All right, now with those 2 guesses, turn this way. With those 2 guesses, the money team members also get a chance to win twice the payout. So their payout is doubled, all right? So that means that a money team member will walk away with a $40 bill, all right? A $20 bill versus a $40 bill. Shout out to the money team. Now, want to give a big shout out to Texas Noop. Texas Noop, a member of the money team, won Bass for Cash. Well, the last time somebody won, it was Texas Noop. He won a $40 bill, but guess what he said, guys? He said, let it roll. He said, run that back. He said, go ahead and leave that in the pot so that the next winner will have a $40 bonus. So right now, if you guess the weight of one of these fish, you walk away with a $60 bill, all right? But if you're a member of the money team, you walk away with an $80 bill. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Bass for Cash is real, just like the Bendation. All right, any questions in the chat? We got Gary in the chat. He says, have I renewed mine? Yes, sir. I see that badge next to your name. Shout out to the money team. Spot Snatcher says it's between 1 and 4 pounds. There's a lot of, that's a lot of leeway you're leaving there for people. All right, are my 5 minutes up? I told you guys to put 5 minutes on the shot clock for me so we could pack up and leave. If I didn't catch a fish in 5 minutes, we were going to pack up and go to another spot. While we wait for AC to let us know how the lights need to look, what the lights need to be at. And then we're going to weigh this fish and go ahead and put him back. $250 says trying to look in my wallet for a $40, $60, or $80 bill. Oh yeah, Bass for Cash is real. Have you ever seen an $80 bill? Well, let's see, $250. You have a chance to win a $60 bill. Is that good enough? Shout out to Gary. He said it's been a little while since I've been here, but welcome back, sir. Tom Mix says, catch another one just like the other one. All right, you guys aren't let me know what's on the shot clock. And I think 5 minutes is already going by. I don't want to spend too much time in one spot. So we already caught a fish here. So I'm gonna pack up after I get this this cast in. Man, you guys really are making me want to throw that spinner bait. Shout out to AC. She says, currently we have 30 likes. She said, let's get to 40. Oh my goodness, guys. If you have already hit the like button, type the word like in the chat. Type the word like in the chat if you have already hit the like button. And if you haven't, make sure you hit that like button. We need 8 more likes. 8 more likes, and then we're gonna weigh this fish. Shout out to Kevin Two Fishes. Shout out to Jason J. Okay, you guys know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put a little stank on it before I made that cast. Let's go ahead and do that. And then I'll make one more cast. And if you guys aren't up to, what did she say? 40 likes. Then we'll go ahead and pack up and head to another spot. And we'll hold off on weighing the fish. So it's up to you guys. How soon do you want a chance to win these funds? So we're gonna put a little stank on it. Just a little bit. Get them to hold on to it a little bit better. 250 says, I'm seeing 33 likes. But 250, guess what 33 is? 33 is not 40. That's what 33 is. All right, let's see. Bam, get us a good old cast out there. We're fishing back to the boat nice and slow. Jay says, ding, ding, ding. Whipstick said, y'all don't want this money. Whipstick said he ain't even worried. He said, y'all don't want this money. He said, y'all don't want this money. Yeah, I don't think they want this money either, Whipstick. Because 33 is not 40. All right, so after this, we are going to pack up and run to, oh, I see another little point that's close by here. We'll go check out another point. Spot Snatcher says, I assure you I do. Well, we're going to see about that, Spot Snatcher. You said it's a weight between 1 and 4 pounds. Gary says, I'm here now, I'll take it. He said, I'll take those funds. Nah, they not hitting the like button, Whipstick. They don't want this money. But you know, I don't think that they realize that Bass for Cash is real, just like the Bendation. All right, let's go ahead and roll on out. We're gonna go to another point. Yeah, Whipstick. The likes aren't moving. They don't want this money. But it's all good because your partner MoneyBass is still out here having fun. I'm enjoying this nice day, guys. Take a look at that. It's so pretty. It's a nice, pretty day out here. All right, DL, I'm trying to stay focused and talk about that new Garmin setup. So to me, from what I've seen, the new Garmin 360 looks real good. And oh my God, hold on just a second. I think I was about to move a little too soon. Let me see, what is that right there? What is that I see? pack up. Let's go ahead and roll to the next spot. But yeah, so and like I was telling you, I am actually looking into switching over from my Humminbird to Garmin and try out the LSV34. Just try something new for 2026. Because I've had my Humminbird set up for quite a few years. I mean, it's won me a lot of money. So it definitely does its thing and gets the job done. But you know, sometimes you want some new toys to get out here and have some fun with. All right, we're gonna ease on over here and go to a nice wind-blown point. It's textbook. It's a textbook wind-blown point. So I should definitely catch another fish right here where we're going to. Tom Mick says that money will put the feel good in my pocket. AC said we need 40 likes, but y'all don't want this money. Let me show you guys what we have in the live well. It's you know, it's a nice one. She in here relaxing. She looking good. Do you see that right there? That right there is what we say bendation leads to girthification. Let me say this one more time for the people that don't understand. Bendation leads to girthification. Isn't she lovely? Look at the stomach on her. She's like, I've been eating good, MoneyBass. She's like, but I'm still hungry. She said, I'll eat again. But we're gonna see if we can get you a friend to hang out with. All right, so we're back on another point. What I'll do first things first, when I pull up on a point, I'll just throw this shaky head out here and let this drag around until I see what I need to see. See if I can see some good signs of life out here. But this is a textbook wind-blown point. Let me just show you guys. So if you take a look, you kind of see the current, well, the wind and the waves are kind of blowing this way. And they're going right up over here against this wind-blown point. And you can see it's a nice rocky point. And those rocks will come out a little further into the water too. So that means they biting. That means they should be biting, right? Shout out to Texas Noop. There he goes in the chat. Everybody shout out Texas Noop. Texas Noop said he put a bonus $40 bill in the Bass for Cash payout for everybody. But Whipstick said they don't want this money. He said they don't want it. Tom Mick says lengthification. Lengthification leads to bendation. We're gonna feel a tappy tap any minute now. Any minute. Tap tap. Just like you guys need to be tapping that like button. So check this out. If you double tap your screen, tap your screen, you should see some fireworks and stuff like that come on your screen. Can somebody who hasn't already hit the like button test that out and let me know if it still does that? Jay says the super sticker hotline is open. He says memberships available and Bass for Cash. Spot Snatcher says, what do I think it will take to win at Eufaula? Oh my goodness. I won't have any idea until I get there on Friday. But we are not locals to that lake. Now, if it was some locals fishing that lake, it's definitely going to be in the 20s. because Lake Eufaula, the biggest fish I've caught on Eufaula is a 7.57. I actually won the mega bass pot on that lake before. And with the way things are looking, I think everybody should be catching some fish. So my guess, and it's a 2-day tournament, so my guess is gonna be 14 to 15 pounds day 1, and day 2, a lot of times things kind of are a little tougher day 2. So I'll say 11 to 12 pounds on day 2. All right. Shout out to Gary. He says, we got 40. We got 40 likes. J Dub says, woohoo. We got a winner. Now, I actually need to link up with somebody who likes bed fishing. I want to link up with somebody who likes to bed fish on Lanier, because I've never been a bed fisherman. But I want to try it out. Seems like it might be a little fun. Catch them and release them. All right, is AC in the chat? AC, they said, where you at? They said, we want some cash for that bass. Man, I can't believe, so this is a nice windblown point, but I'm not really seeing any activity on it. And I'm waiting for AC. Is AC in the chat? Phil says he's doing that right now. What lake are you on, Phil? What lake do you fish? AC says, I'm here. AC, does it look like they're ready? Does it look like they're ready to not win some cash? Because Whipstick said they don't want it. Whipstick said they don't want this cash anyway. AC, when AC says we're ready, guys, we can go ahead and weigh that fish. Then we'll log that catch into FishXLive and keep on moving. We'll move on to the next spot. Okay, she says she's ready, guys. All right, so we're about to go into subscriber only mode. Remember, all that you have to do is be a subscriber. Let's see, let me get it right. All right, so can somebody confirm that we are in subscriber only mode? All that you have to do is subscribe to the channel to participate in Bass for Cash, all right? It does not cost a thing. Gonna see if we're gonna get us a DQ today. All right, so we are in subscriber only mode, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna give you guys just a minute. So for anybody that has not subscribed, you have a little bit of time on the shot clock. You have a little bit of time before we open the scales. Once the scales are open, you have 2 minutes to put your guesses in the chat. For anybody that is just tuning in, you have tuned in just in time, because we are about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, guess the weight of the fish, and bam, just like that, it may be your chance to walk away with some cash for your pocket. Now, also, make sure you always read the link, read the information in the description. If you guys are interested in getting any discounts on fishing rods, go to ducketfishing.com at checkout. Use the discount code MoneyBass. you will get 15% off of your total purchase, all right? So let's go ahead and get it cracking, guys. So first things first, we have to measure the fish. And once you see scales open, you will have how many minutes? 2 minutes to get your guesses in, all right? AC says she's ready. So as soon as I put this fish on this measuring board, she will open the scales for you guys, all right? All right, bam, just like that. All right, AC, when you're ready, you can open the scales. Now this fish, it's a good one. It's a decent sized fish. You guys see that? It's hitting 17 and a half. So we got a 17 and a half. 17 and a half. The bendation definitely led to some girthification. Oh my God, don't you just love it? We out here having a good time. Nice sunny day out here on Lake Lanier. We're sitting on 17 and a half. Once you see scales open, you have 2 minutes. Scales are now officially open. Whipstick, do they want that money? Do they want that money? Man, I can't believe there weren't any fish on this point. Nice wind-blown point. What is the world coming to when the fish don't want to act right? Remember, guys, if you get DQ'd, you just have to take it like a champ. Take your DQ with a smile because you didn't follow the instructions that are in the description. Just take it with a smile. And know that you have now become a member of the DQ club. Oh my God. Gary got hit with the DQ. He didn't have the format right. Gary, what did you do? Shout out to Donald Brown. Donald Brown said, let me get some of that money. He said, how much am I going to get? He said, I want a little something, something. Shout out to Jason J. He says, I'm new here. What happened? He says, what happens in a tie? The money team members break the tie. Whoever puts the weight in there first breaks the tie. That is how we break the tie. Spot Snatcher says, Gary got the badge of honor. Oh, my God. Oh, no, Gary got 2 guesses in there. Gary, you got double DQ. Say it ain't so, Gary. Gary said, let me put something in here twice. We got Manic Metal. He said he smacked him on Dale Hollow. He said he hit him with the front hand and the back hand. Gave him a slappity slap. What do you guys consider a smack? Is a smack with a front hand or a back hand? What's a smack? A front hand or a back hand? All right, after we weigh this fish, we're gonna take off. We're gonna hit the, not hit the road, but we're gonna hit the water, and we're gonna go to another point because this point had no activity on it. DLPX said it depends on how mad you are, whether you give them a front hand or a back hand. What is an official smackdown? Gary said, he said, my fingers are too big. All right, let's go ahead and weigh this fish, and then we're going to get to stepping. We're going to get another one to the boat, guys. All right, we're going to see. We're going to see if Whipstick has something to say to y'all or not today. We're going to see. Spot Snatcher says both. You give him the front hand and the back hand. All right, let's go ahead and we're about to make it official like a referee's whistle. All right, so let's go ahead and get the scale turned on and get it calibrated and zeroed out. All right, you guys see those zeros? Now, let me tell you what I think this fish weighs. I think it's not a 3-pounder. It's not going to hit us with a 3. I think this fish is going to be around 2. Oh, shoot, guys. We came off spot lock. Your partner MoneyBass is almost about to hit the bank. All right, so I think this fish is a 2